On the throat with your foot on this, just gently bring that from the surface of the throat and feel the breath at the opening of the nostril, the warm breath, the warm air coming out. And as you breathe in, you bear that you're breathing in, and as you feel that your stomach is feeling filled up.
We can start.
And you breathe out. And then you put your feet on the left, right over the left, and the hands join together. And then you breathe in and out of your both nostrils.
So we will start. So Namo Buddhaya and Tashi, and my apologies for the delay. Don't know why sometimes we have the YouTube just refuses to start, but now it has started, and hopefully it will stay. No promises. Can you all help to close the blinds? Yeah, it's glaring. Thank you. Okay. YouTube चल रहा है? Yes. चल रहा है ना? Okay, thank you. So, Namo Buddhaya, Tashi, good evening. So, welcome to our 11th meditation session. Today is a very different meditation. Today we are going to learn about Deity Yoga. It's actually Tibetan Buddhism, learning how to visualize. But so in Tibetan we call it Lai Neljo, and in Sanskrit we call it Deity Yoga. So this is an esoteric practice in general, and without the proper translation from a qualified master, one is not supposed to simply practice. So today I'm giving a basic framework, because many people have some misconception about what is Deity Yoga. So sometimes you go to pujas, and then you see a lot of so many deities. Sometimes got Medicine Buddha, sometimes got Avalokiteshvara behind here, Chenrezi. So many different. Sometimes got Zambala, Tara. I don't know whether you have ever been to any Tibetan Buddhist setting where you see, all the lamas on the throne, and then everybody is chanting mantra, and then you see so many different Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and we don't know what's going on. So then just sit there and then just think of it as a blessing, and then we hope and pray that the blessing will come into us, and then after that we go home happy, right? That's usually what happens. We have had thousands of pujas in Malaysia already, by many great masters. Very blessed land we have, So I'm not a master. I don't have any particular lineage. I don't have, I have taken masters from many, teachings from many traditions, but I'm not a master. I have not undergone retreat for all these different deities. But today, my job here is just to guide as to what the basic framework is, right? For me to be qualified, I must hold the lineage, I must be able to, so that is something which is beyond me. I'm just a mere commentator, trying to help my brothers and sisters to make sense of the Deity Yoga, like a tuition teacher, but not a master. So please don't think that I'm giving any kind of esoteric teachings, which I'm not. So first we will set our motivation correctly. Okay, so we will take refuge and generate bodhicitta. Sangye Choedron Soki Chognam La Jangchu Bardu Dai Ni Chap Suchi Dagi Jin Soki Pesu Namki Dola Benchi Sangye Do Parisho Sangye Choedron Soki Chognam La Jangchu Bardu Dai Ni Chap Suchi Dagi Jin Sogi Pesu Namki Dola Benji Sangye Do Parsho Sangye Choedron Soki Chognam La Jangchu Bardu Dai Ni Chap Suchi Dagi Jin Sogi Pesu Namki Dola Benchi Sangye Do Parisho. Until the heart of enlightenment is reached, I and all my kind mother sentient beings, as vast as the skies, go for refuge to the Gurus, go for refuge to the Buddhas, go for refuge to the Dharma, go for refuge to the Arya Sangha from the merits accrued by practicing giving, morality, patience, effort, samadhi and wisdom. May I become a fully enlightened being, a Buddha, to benefit numberless sentient beings. Simchen tamche deva tan deve judan de parajuche tunga dan tunga gi judan de varajuche tunye me pe deva dan pada me de varajuche nere chanda ni dan da ve tanyong che bola ne parajuruji. Simchen tamche deva dan deve judan de parajuche tunga dan tunga gi judan de varajuche me pe deva dan pada me de varajuche nere chanda ni dan da ve tanyong che bola ne parajuruji. Simchen tamche deva dan deve judan de parajuche tunga dan tunga gi judan de varajuche me pe deva dan pada me de varajuche nire chanda ni dan da ve tanyong chen pola ne parajuruji. May all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and from creating those causes of suffering. May all beings never be separated from the bliss of the true nature of mind. May all beings be equanimous, free from the extremes of attachment and aversion. Senche nagi sampadang lo ye jeta jeta wa jechun thumon te pai chiki kholo kodo so okay. Once again, welcome to the Deity Yoga tuition, I would say. So basically, for friends, brothers and sisters who are not from the Tibetan tradition, you can also benefit, because you will be able to understand what happens in the Tibetan Buddhist practice. It's just a glimpse, and I must emphasize that these instructions are very basic, very general, and for proper practice you must have direct transmission from a qualified teacher. That means you must get the empowerment, and then you must receive specific instructions and regular guidance. Many of you have already received from masters, very great masters, taken the empowerment, also promised that you will do some mantras, but after that the practice goes down because you don't understand what you're doing, right? So today if for those of you who never practice, don't know what is Deity Yoga, also today will be quite enlightening for you. So because then, however irrelevant you think it is to you, that I come to the wrong place today, you know, actually you're always where you're meant to be. If you don't have the karma to listen, you won't be here. And if you don't have karma to listen, you won't be online, right? So that is how I see it, right? So please remember that I'm not the Lama or the Rinpoche, right? I'm zero qualification, except I'm here as a tuition teacher only, yeah? To try to help my brothers and sisters wherever they are lost in their practice. So this is, so today we are going to try to, understand how to do practice on Deity Yoga of Buddha Shakyamuni, the safest one. Everybody knows who is the Buddha, right? And there are also practices for the Buddha. So you don't have to do you don't have to do medicine Buddha, you don't have to do Tara, for today or whatever it is, because these are very, higher level. So at the most basic level, everybody knows Buddha Shakyamuni. So this is where we are going to do practice, yeah, and we are going to connect with the Buddha's qualities. So basically, this Guru Yoga Deity Yoga is actually quite interesting, So let me explain to you what is actually Deity Yoga. So basically, Deity Yoga is actually visualizing ourselves as an enlightened being. We all think that we are full of sin, full of corruption. We are so lazy, so greedy, so much of hatred and all. But Buddha taught us that we all have Buddha nature, right? So if we all have Buddha nature, essentially we are all Buddhas already. But only thing stained by all the defilements. What is that? It's like you have a nice, beautiful hand, and then you go and pick up cow dung. Then your hand is stained by the cow dung, right? But the hand is the hand. The hand is still beautiful. But temporarily there's cow dung on the hand, right? So when you wash it with the soap, then the cow dung goes off, right? In the same way, you have Buddha nature. It's just that they have the cow dung of all the anger, greed and all these things. So now when we wash it with the practice of Deity Yoga, then we bring out these enlightened qualities in us. So we start to understand that we actually are very pure. And then because we train in something called a pure perception, when we have pure perception, then we start looking at ourselves first and foremost as pure, and then everybody else also we look at will be pure. We have to maintain that, yeah. So the practice actually involves visualization of the deity. It's like we call it a Buddha or a Bodhisattva. So today we learn about Buddha Shakyamuni. So we have to learn how to first visualize with perfect clarity. That means every single, you can remember what the Buddha wore or not. The Buddha definitely wear something, right? Buddha wore a robe. The Buddha has what? His hair, matted hair, and then with the Ushnisha. So and then you have in Dhyana Mudra, or you can have in many mudras, Abhaya Mudra, and then the teaching mudra, and then seated in the lotus posture. Behind there's a tree, beautiful tree. So like this, we try to visualize. But why are we visualizing? Why do we need to visualize the Buddha, or visualize Tara, or visualize Chenrezi behind us, like Kuan Yin, yeah? This is Kuan Yin, by the way, in case you didn't know. It's Kuan Yin from Tibet. Tibetan version of Kuan Yin. Yeah, but mantra still same, Om Mani Padme Hum. So why are we visualizing all these things? First and foremost, there are two things that are involved in this practice. Number one is shamatha meditation. That means focus. So you have so much mindfulness, you remember what the Buddha is wearing. You remember what the Buddha looked like. You remember the Buddha's hand posture, the leg posture, everything. Each time you remember so well, and then you remember all the little details. What color the robes, basically whether the face is a smile or not, all the 32 qualities, all you remember. And when you remember, then your mind is no longer in the past, no longer in the future, no like, no dislike, because your mind is now fully focused on the deity. So deity yoga is an extension of what you do with your breath every day. Breathing, 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 breathing. Breathing is nice. Breathing is good. You get a lot of peace, a lot of contentment. You have, clarity, and that. But it does not make you have pure perception. Okay, that means your view will be just the same gross view. When you wake up, you don't think yourself as Buddha. You don't look at other people as having Buddha qualities. You just are normal. So that's why in Tibetan Buddhism, Tibetan Vajrayana Buddhism, Vajrayana means the diamond vehicle, Mantrayana. So it's also called Tantrayana because this is the tantric aspect. And what is Tantra? Tantra is not having sex, yeah? Tantra sex, people always think that Tantra is about all these kinds of things, yeah? Actually, it's what they call that, a big misconception that that's all what it's all about. Tantra, the tantric aspect is this deity yoga. This deity yoga, and this deity yoga is so profound that it works on our subtle body, not only on our gross body. So when you do the breathing in, breathing out, the first time when I shared with you this importance of breathing in, breathing out, I mentioned to you that the breath is the gateway between the mind and the body, right? And then also there is a subtle body with a channel, the middle channel, the central channel, the right channel and the left channel. And then when we practice, when all the winds go into the central channel and then go into the heart chakra, and then our mind becomes very refined, very, very refined, and that is actually basically the subtle body. Subtle body meaning we are working on the level of the chakra, the bindu. Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's fine. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, so we have the middle, what is that called? The channel. So we have the channels. It's not in our physical body. This one is an astral body. Okay, we have the middle channel, we have the right, we have the left, right, and then we have the chakras, this chakra, this chakra, this chakra, this chakra, other chakras. So many different chakras. So, and then we also have the bindu, the points, yeah. So all these things, when you understand them, you will understand them through the practice of deity yoga, right? But for now, because you didn't take the transmission yet, or for those of you who have, I don't know who is watching, who is not watching, so I cannot make this a public affair where you teach all the finer points. But what I can guide you is how to practice properly, right? So that's very important. So for those of us who don't have much idea as to how to practice, this is like a tuition class lah. Okay, it's not to teach you anything, but it's just to give you some idea as to what's going on. And I lost my notes. So first and foremost, I'm going to discuss the general structure of the practice, and then the basic philosophical framework of it, and also the public aspect of the deities, what you can see. And then we have the benefits of the practice, etc., and also the known mantras. And I'm also going to tell you about the basic concept of the generation stage and the completion stage. So in deity yoga, we have generation stage, we have completion stage. Do you all know what it is? I think you all don't know at all. So we cannot discuss the secret things. So this is not something that I'm authorized to do. So if you want more instructions regarding the secret stuff, then you have got to take transmission from a qualified lama. And I'm not the one. Okay? I'm not at all. So I have no illusion that I am. So I'm here just to help you to understand what deity yoga means. So you see, some people might say that deity yoga is we are like, all these are like gods, So Kuan Yin is a god, Medicine Buddha is a god, Tara is a god. Many people think that we are actually worshipping external deities. actually that is furthest from the truth. That is not true at all. Yeah. So they are not external deities. Yeah. So they are what they call it, manifestations of our own enlightened qualities. So we can think like that. Okay. So it's not to worship them as external gods. I know people like to pai at everything that we see, you know. We see one god, this god, that god, and so we pai. It's good to acknowledge with respect that yes, you know, sometimes when you go to temples, it's good to acknowledge. But they are not going to save us. Because the Buddha already said that I cannot, transfer my realization to you. I cannot cleanse your sins. I can only teach you and show you the way, teach the Dharma. So this is the same, yeah? So the purpose of Deity Yoga is to recognize and manifest our own inherent Buddha nature. So we already have the Buddha nature, but with the cow dung on top. Yeah? So now how to remove the cow dung is the job of the Deity Yoga. Got it? Right. So now, we do the pranayama, and then after that we can, once our mind is very, very calm and composed. So before you do Deity Yoga, also you can do pranayama. It's not only pranayama is meant for anapanasati only, or vipassana only. The pranayama is meant for every session. Anytime you want to do any Dhamma practice, you can do pranayama. Okay, so shall we start? So thank you, Venerable. Sorry I had to start because the internet people are waiting. So I really apologize, yeah. So now we will go through once again. So everybody, your right hand. Okay, so your right hand on the block your left nostril, and then breathe in through the right nostril, and then you block your right nostril, you breathe out through your left. So watch me, yeah. So you block your left nostril, you breathe into the right, and then you use this ring finger, and then you block your right nostril, you breathe out through the left. Then after that you breathe in again through the left nostril, you breathe out to the right. And then you breathe in through your right nostril, breathe out to the left. That's one cycle. Got it? Yeah? So for those who didn't get it, you watch me, yeah? So that's one cycle. So now the second cycle, you start like this again. Back from the left nostril blocking. Okay, that is two. And the third one. So, breathe in through your right nostril, block your right nostril with your ring finger, and breathe out through your left nostril, and then in, out. So, okay, so what we will do is we will tell ourselves, breathing in, we are aware that we are breathing in, and breathing out, we are aware that we are breathing out, in, out, in, out. Breathing in, we are aware that we are breathing in. Breathing out, we are aware that we are breathing out. In, out. So don't be so serious. So put a smile on your face and then tell yourself, breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out. In, out. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out. In, out. So for those of you who are coming from outside very tired, yeah, so maybe your chest is still very tired, your stomach still very tired, so you can do more. There's no fixed number, yeah. So just enjoy the breath. Tell yourself, breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, out. Wonderful. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, out. Fantastic. Okay, one more time. I know today everybody is very tired inside, so breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, out. So this one, now we have completed the first stage of pranayama. And you breathe in, breathe out, you are aware of the breath, in breath, out breath at your nostril. Like a gatekeeper watching the in breath go in and watching the out breath go out. In, out, in, out. At the tip of your nose, relax, forget about the past, don't worry about the future. Just let go, drop everything, relax, nothing to hold, don't hold on to anything. This is the time you let go. Relax, put a smile on your face, come back to your best friend, the breath, breathe in, breathe out, present moment, wonderful moment, yeah? So that is first stage. Second stage, you bring your right hand, right? So your right hand, and then over your left hand, body straight, back straight, the shoulders very relaxed. You can choose to open or close your eyes, the two thumbs joining, yeah. You can sit in Vajra posture or lotus posture, whatever posture you want to sit in, semi-lotus, the happy posture, whichever posture, yeah. So then you tell yourself, breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, out. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, out. So whatever storms that are going outside, going on, forget about it, don't worry. The inner universe has no storm, I hope. And even if there is a storm, go back inside your own inner universe and face your own storms. But first, enjoy your breathing. So tell yourself, breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, out. Continue using your own rhythm, your own breath, natural rhythm. Don't force. So if a thought has come into your mind, yeah, gently bring your mind back to your breath. If the thought has wandered off to the past, or has gone into the future, or going to something you like, or pushing away something you dislike, so once you're aware, so through the energy of mindfulness, gently bring that monkey mind through the rope of mindfulness back to your breath. Yeah? So now give the breath. So give your mind the banana of your breath. So the breath is the banana, your mind is the monkey, mindfulness is the rope, and synchronize these three and bring your mind back to your breath. Breathing in, you're aware that you're breathing in. Breathing out, you're aware that you're breathing out. So focus only on one point at the tip of your nostril. In, out. Okay? Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. I am am blooming as a flower. I am fresh as a dew. I am solid as a mountain. I am firm as the earth. I am free. Breathing in, breathing out. Enjoy. Breathing in, breathing out. I am water reflecting what is real, what is true. And I feel there is space deep inside of me. I am free. I am free. I am free. Free your mind from the past, from the future. Past is gone. It cannot come back, and we cannot change it. The future has not yet come. The present is the only moment that is truly available to us, the moment where we are truly, truly alive. And dwell in the present moment. In, out, deep, slow, calm, ease, smile, release, present moment, wonderful moment, present moment, wonderful moment. Your mind is relaxed, no past, no future, no likes, no dislikes, completely relaxed. Enjoy the breath, nothing to do, nowhere to go. Happiness is in the here and now. Enjoy this breathing in, breathing out. Tell yourself, breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, out. So now you're relaxing, yeah? Slowly, slowly your mind is settling down. You were so busy just now, running here, running there. Now finally the monkey mind has settled down. Okay, so now the third aspect is the breath of fire. So breathe in, fully fill up your entire chest cavity and your abdomen with air, and then breathe out. Exhale 10 times without breathing in again. So ration your breath slowly 3 times, and then expunge the air 10 times, from your stomach, never from your chest. So let's do. Okay, so push your stomach from inside. The air is pushing out, so breathe in. So put a beautiful smile. Breathe in as much as you can. Fill up your entire body like a balloon, and then breathe out 10 times. Just relax, let go, like you're laughing, Just make as if you're laughing. When you're laughing, you're not like forcing, right? So here also we are just like not forcing. And smiling some more. But the chest is going like this diaphragm is going up, down, up, down. Like Santa Claus, Ho, ho, ho. Yeah. Ho, 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 ho. Yeah, see? So now when you're laughing, naturally you know how to do breath of fire. Naturally. It's part of the game, the deal. Okay, so do one more time. Because some of us are very tired, and the tiredness manifests sometimes here, So now we are trying to rebalance our energy, our chi, our life force. So just now we came in very stale, very tired, mind all over the place. Now we release all this negative energy and cut the connection from the previous activity, yeah? From the past. So now remain in the present and do the breath of fire. Okay, one more time. You want to do more also can. More than 10 is perfectly okay. Wonderful. So okay, you got it? Yeah? Can or not? Yeah. So basically you know how to laugh, right? So if you know how to laugh, you know how to do the breath of fire. Like this. Just yeah, naturally you laugh from here or you laugh from here or you laugh from here. Huh? You laugh when it's so funny that you want to roll on the ground. Where do you laugh from? Here where your ribs painful, or here?
I can't visualize right now.
No, you just not visualize, don't use your intellectual thinking. Now understand your body. Just laugh. Why did the chicken cross the street? Tell me.
Why?
But because you want to go to the other side, ma. Laugh. I tell you a story. Okay? The shortest story ever. I have a dog. Her name is Rover, and the story is over. Laugh? Where is it from? Where? It's basically down here. When you're really, really like laughing, it will come from here. Okay? Got it? Yeah. So now the final one is the 3 last breath. So that completes the 4 stage of pranayama. The right hand over the left hand. Right? Okay. And then breathe in, and then you expunge 3 times. I mean 1 time like this. But you repeat 3 times, okay? With voice, with sound. Okay. Happy? Feel good? Yeah. So, yeah. Is there any difference between before you did and after you did the pranayama? The mind got any difference? More empty of the chatter, right? All the intellectual stuff, because too much thinking. So now, are you thinking too much? Just in the present moment? Fantastic. Then now you're ready for the meditation. Okay? So now, yes. So now, I would like to give you the philosophical foundation of Deity Yoga. So, of course, when you do look at Avalokiteshvara, you look at Chenrezig, you look at Tara, Medicine Buddha, Zambala, whoever, yeah, Amitabha, Amitayu, so many, Vajrayogini. So you must understand the philosophy behind it. Okay, so basically Deity Yoga has 2 stages. One is called the generation stage. Yeah, it's like construction stage, and then that is in Tibetan we call it Kerim, right? And then the completion stage, we call it the Dokrim, yeah. So generation or development stage practice or completion stage practice. So now, what is this? Very complicated, right? But it's actually, if you have, let's say you go to an empowerment, and then you get a book, okay, and then in the book you will practice. First you have to take refuge, then you generate the kind heart that you want to practice for all living beings. That's called bodhicitta. and then after that you supplicate this, that, etc. And then after that you visualize, right? So when you visualize, the moment you start visualizing, that is called the hearing, which is the generation stage. So which means that you're going to construct. So imagine that you're constructing a house. So first when you're constructing a house, you have the foundation, the pillars, then you have the piling right at the bottom, then after that you have the floor, then after that you have the pillars, then after that you have the walls, then after that you have the roof truss, all this, yeah? Yes, isn't it? So that is how slowly, then after that you paint. First, then you plaster the wall, then you paint, isn't it? Something like that. Then you get your full house, you construct. So in the same way, the Buddha doesn't pop up like that, you appear. So you have to construct the Buddha slowly. So why slowly? Why can't suddenly the Buddha pop up in your head like this? Ding! Wow, the whole Buddha is there. Well, now I can practice. That's not the point. The point is, when you look at your breath also, you don't look at in-breath, out-breath together, right? Right? You look at one thing at a time, right? So in the same way, why you cannot look at your in-breath, out-breath together? Because then your mindfulness will run. Your focus will go off, right? So you can only focus on small things. If I tell you to look into the sky and look at all the stars all at once, which is easier? To look at one star or look at all the stars? Why? You can focus easily on one, correct? If you look at all, then you can, which one is clearer? Looking at one star or looking at all the stars, which one has more clarity? But if every day you look at one, sooner or later you will know all the stars in the sky. Then later on, close your eyes also, you can see all the stars. But actually your eyes are closed. But all the stars are there. Because every day you look at it, you note that where is the position, where is this, how far the star, what shape, the constellation, all this you know, right? And then after that, the next time you go out into the garden, you look into the sky, wow, you know where the stars are. You know where's the Southern Cross, you know where is Venus, right? You know many things, right? Yeah. So the hunter, the constellation also, you know, you can see, right? Yeah. So in the same way, when you construct the Buddha slowly, starting from the empty space, and then there's a lotus, a mundis, and then after that, then the Buddha will come, and then one by one you do, that is slowly building up the foundation of your mindfulness and your focus. So actually speaking, in the Deity Yoga practice, there's shamatha meditation, right? And then also, there is also the what they call that, Mahamudra aspect also, where there is no object also. So there's an object meditation, there's a non-object meditation also, right? So when we have the generation stage, the development stage, if we say words like Om Sabhava Shuddha Sarvadharma Sabhava Shuddho, it means that everything becomes emptiness. So that means there's, like you said just now, your mind is empty, no thoughts, right? So in the same way, you visualize that everything in this world has dissolved into emptiness, and it's like, for that moment in time, it is like you are in outer space. There is no object to block you, It's just like that, and it's so vast, so clear. Everything is clear. So it's like when you want to draw, you draw on top of, if you're a painter, okay? You want to draw on top of somebody's painting, or you need a clean sheet. Logical speaking, isn't it? And would you draw on top of black or red or something, or you draw on top of white? White. Everybody knows that, right? Even the small child in the school also knows. So in the same way, in Deity Yoga practice, so we actually, when we dissolve everything into emptiness, so it's like the children, when they do, I like to buy this kind of toy for my nephews and nieces, and they're small, Now I have grand nephews and nieces, great nephews, great nieces also, yeah? So then they have this slate, isn't it? And then you draw with a pencil, then after that, you, like a duster, but it's actually just a 10 ringgit thing, right? In that same way, you are, when we say Om Sabhava Shuddha, Sabhadhamma Sabhava Shuddha, everything becomes emptiness. That means you're rubbing off all these things, and then just starting from like a scratch, which means that a clean, vast, empty space like that. So then, if there are so many things already there, objects, how can you see the Buddha? Isn't it? So you need to make everything so nice, so empty like that, yeah? So, including our own self, yeah? So it's empty. We say as of empty of what? We say empty of inherent existence. That means we ourselves don't exist the way we think we do. So this is a bit higher level. Empty of inherent existence, that means we exist depending on causes and conditions. When those causes and conditions are not there, we no longer exist. So we exist, we are interdependent with other beings. We are made out of atoms, parts, So we are not like this, we are made out of so many different things. Basically, it's from the basic blocks, the atoms, and from molecules, and it becomes cells, and then that's how we are formed. So we have to understand that. And then also we are constantly changing. So this, interdependent, changing, and then also we are made out of parts. All these three means that we are not one single entity, we are constantly changing. So that is the meaning of actually emptiness. We are empty of our own self, but full of the universe. So this practice actually really is like a vipassana also. So because vipassana actually is trying to tell us to understand anicca, dukkha, anatta, which means anicca means the impermanent nature of things. So we are impermanent, isn't it? We understand that. And also in this practice also there will be an impermanent part. And then also dukkha, we can see everything in this world, we can see everything is dukkha, we already know. The anatta part, which means that everything is actually depending on other things. There's nothing that truly exists on its own. Everything exists depending on other things. So we are empty of our own ego, our own so-called self, but we are full of the entire universe, because it takes the entire universe to actually become one flower, one fruit. Right? You're from the farm. One flower, one fruit. Correct? The whole universe, if you take out the flower, you ask the flower, what are you made of? Then the flower will tell you, how can I make you again? So the flower will tell you, please get me the sun. Bring me the water, bring me the air, bring me the bacteria, bring me the soil, bring me the abiotic, the non-bio, or the biological and the carbon and non-carbon parts of it, the organic, the inorganic, everything, the whole universe is inside that flower. So which means the flower got no ego. Flower is just there, made from the universe. In the same way, we have so much of ego, we think we exist, but we forget that our existence is exactly like the flower or the fruit. Deity Yoga makes us practice like this, but in a very interesting way. So we call it ordinary appearance, so we are dissolving our ordinary appearances. That means we are no longer karma children anymore. I'm no longer karma children. Then later on, I visualize myself. What if I take the the empowerment that I can do my self visualization? I myself become Kuan Yin. That's how it is. So I'm no longer stained, But at the same time, it's not make believe. Inside, I'm already enlightened. The Buddha nature. It's not that I'm taking Kuan Yin and putting in my head and making up story. I already am enlightened inside. It's just there's kaudang on it. So when I say everything becomes emptiness, the kaudang, everything goes off. So you start anew. So I visualize myself as an enlightened being. So then after that, you visualize the front and you visualize yourself. So for today, we won't visualize ourselves. We can only visualize the front, because we don't have that transmission. So then from the emptiness arises this Buddha, beautiful. Suddenly the Buddha comes. How come we can create Buddha one? So grand are we all. It's because everything is empty. We're in the realm of emptiness. Anything is possible. Right? Anything is possible. The power of the mind is so strong. You can visualize the Buddha springing up from the lotus. That is the beauty of it, right? So then you develop very clear visualization of the Buddha. And then of course, if we are doing our self-visualization, then we think of ourselves as Buddha also. So then we have something called a divine pride. Divine pride means we at that moment we really truly believe we are enlightened. Stranger, have you heard of this practice before? Sounds very scary, right? Like what on earth is this going on, right? But actually speaking, after practicing for so many years, one really starts to understand that one is already a Buddha. It's just this one is just the contaminated aggregates and the contamination because of our karma. We have this plaster on top of the we are encapsulated in this body, which is a karmic retribution body. But inside we are exactly like Buddha. So which means that I'm not pretending, I am actually trying to achieve something which is I already am actually, but try to put my mind in that so that I can achieve it faster. You get what I mean? So this Deity Yoga is actually, you're envisioning that you're already enlightened, and then it has very profound, psychological impact on the mind. So for those of us who study psychology, how to make people positive. So that's one of the way to make people positive is this one is a skillful means from Tibetan Buddhism, where it says that you're already enlightened, so you visualize yourself as a deity. When you visualize yourself as a deity, so it's not that you get the ego of the deity. Deity got no ego, it's all emptiness. So when you visualize yourself as a deity, so then you develop the qualities of compassion, kindness, understanding, love. All these qualities must be there because you're enlightened. Enlightenment means must have some quality, isn't it? So for some time, during that time when you're meditating, you think about the Buddha, and then you think about the Buddha's qualities, and then you think, I also am Buddha. I also have those qualities. Even if it is for a short while, the qualities rub onto you. It's like the cow dung slowly is being washed away. So that is very fascinating psychology from Tibetan Buddhism, and not every day you get to hear people explain this to you, but it is the concept, So then after that, when you construct already, then when we go to the completion stage, once you construct already everything, then you will recite the mantra and meditate. So I will guide you through it. So then we come to the completion stage. When we come to the completion stage, so we will have to, whatever we visualize, we must destroy. Not to say destroy, dissolve. Why? Because we don't want to be attached. I am not Buddha yet, right? So during that time, I'm a Buddha, right? So, is my YouTube still on? Yeah. So during the meditation time, I'm a Buddha. But after the meditation time, I must also see myself as a Buddha. But you must also realize that you cannot go and tell people you prostrate in front of me, I'm Buddha, like that. You have to use your common sense. Deity Yoga practice is meant for us not to make ourselves glamour and proud, but it's meant for us to think that, oh wow, I have those enlightened qualities in me, and every day I bring out those enlightened qualities. Sure enough, we become kind, soft, understanding like Buddha. That is the whole purpose. है कि नहीं? बंद हो गया? So that is the कब से बंद हुआ? Because of the internet connection. The moment the internet connection is not stable, then we come to the completion state. Yeah. So it's like this, isn't it? So what I will do is I will end the stream. I will end it now. internet is quite slow, huh? Sayang also. But never mind. I try to see how I can do so. Itu tak ada lah. This one. This doesn't. Once it stop, then bye bye. I'm back, so but I just need to send you all the link. It's quite slow now. So I just send you all the link. Pwede mera phone dehin please. Kite check ke. कहाँ पे? नहीं पता. Yeah. There is. I just sent. Okay. आप है ना अभी फिर मैं दूसरे ग्रुप्स में पोस्ट करूँ. हाँ? So sorry about that. Yes. So we are back. So where was I? So it's quite a lot to cover. But anyway, with all this, naturally there will be maras when you want to learn about being Buddhas and all. So okay. So the idea is like this. So we always view ourselves as ordinary, right? So we are talking about Deity Yoga here, yes, a continuation. So sorry for the technical difficulties. We do the best we can in samsara. So we always view ourselves as ordinary. I'm no good. I'm very fat. I'm very sad. I'm short. I'm dark. I'm clean. This and that, you know. But through this practice, you view yourself as a Buddha every day. Can you imagine what it does for your mind? It's like a super high charge motivation every day. And then, you know, slowly, all those ordinary appearances, oh, I'm so thin, I'm so fat, I'm so this, I'm so that, oh, my poor me, all this poor me thing, you will transcend it, yeah. So this is so powerful, the practice, yeah. So the view is that our ordinary appearance, yeah, what we think of ourselves every day, is a habit energy already. We form this habit energy so much. We are this, we are that, and then we belittle ourselves, body shaming, etc. and all. So for those of us who are victims of body shaming, or we ourselves body shame, or we don't like ourselves, self-hating, you know, if practice metta also cannot, because we, you know, somehow or other we still come back into those same patterns, then Deity Yoga is one very powerful way to do. Some people think that I'm old, I'm smelly, this, that, whatever it is. No, you are Buddha. Yeah? So understanding that enlightened mind and ordinary mind share the same nature. We must understand that the nature of the Buddha and our nature is the same nature. Yeah? So the principle, so this is the important part here. So we take the result as the path. You get what I mean? That means the result is, we want enlightenment, isn't it? So all of us are striving for enlightenment. We want to become Buddha, right? But here in Deity Yoga, we are already Buddha now. So we bring the result of what we want. So usually we say that, oh, we practice, one day we become Buddha. But here it reverse, you know. You see, we practice Buddha, one day really become Buddha. So you know what I mean? So this is a special practice called, what I call that now, taking the result as the path. So the resultant state is the Buddhahood state. But we are taking that resultant state, integrating it into our daily life, our daily practice, right? And then after that, daily, when we do this visualizations and all, we become more and more confident, more and more in touch of our Buddha nature, with our Buddha nature. So we are practicing now what we aim to achieve. Isn't it fantastic? Isn't it so creative? I really salute those who, you know, who made this practice, because it's like you're practicing now what you aim to achieve. So you're practicing to become, and it's like a mimicry in a way, but not a mindless mimicry. It's like you're emulating the Buddha and feeling and stepping into the shoes of a Buddha, even for a short while. So it's called immersion. So if you're an anthropologist, you know, anthropologist sits inside the kampung orang asli, for example, a village where there are, you know, indigenous peoples, and then we sit down there and then we do participant observation. So in a way we try to be as you know, as we try to blend in with the community that we are studying. That is anthropology. So I'm trained as an anthropologist. So I used to work with orang asli. So what we do is that we sit down and then we blend in with the culture, and then we become one with them. So in the same way now, you know, so it doesn't mean that I'm what they call that now, faking it. It's just that, you know, at that particular time I'm immersed in it, so I develop very deep understanding about the orang asli. So now we put ourselves, we immerse ourselves into the shoes of the Buddha, Tara, Chain Rezi, Amitabha, Amitayu, Medicine Buddha, whoever, Zambala, yeah, Vajrayogini, anyone, Hivajra, Kala Chakra, Vajra Bhairava, anyone. And at that particular time we really can feel, we understand what it is, what the deity is all about. Yeah. So get what I mean? So this is called the unity of wisdom and method. So there is a wisdom aspect of this Deity Yoga, there's a method aspect of this Deity Yoga also. But I must emphasize again, without empowerment, Wang, without oral transmission, Lung, and all this we cannot practice. Yeah? So you must make sure that you practice properly. So now we will start the actual practice. Okay? Excited enough? How to practice? Okay, now, so it's like once again we take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. So here in Vajrayana Buddhism, we take refuge in our gurus first before we take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. So when you hear me every time I say I take refuge in the gurus, the Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha. Why? Because it is not the Buddha who is teaching us directly. The Buddha's teachings have come to us through a lineage of gurus from the time of the Buddha. So a guru is somebody who has practiced, and who passed on the teachings to the students. So guru, disciple. We are disciple, our teachers are the gurus. So then, without our teachers, without them practicing and perfecting their practice, they have no realization, also very hard to teach us, right? So they have the realizations, then they pass on the lineage of practice to us. So therefore, they are kinder than the 1,000 Buddhas also, because the 1,000 Buddhas are not physically teaching us. It is our gurus that are teaching us directly, the human ones. So therefore, we pay homage to the human gurus, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. So we say in Vajrayana Buddhism, we pay homage to the gurus, and then we pay the homage to these deities also. These deities, like for example, now we let's say there's Kuan Yin and all these deities, medicine Buddha. So we also pay homage to them as a respect for the practice that we are going to practice. And then also we pay homage to all the others in the pantheon: Guru, Yidam, Khandro, Lama. So which means that the Lama, Yidam, Khandro, Guru, our the deities, and also the Dakinis. Apart from the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and ultimately we take refuge in our own true nature of mind. So there is external refuges and there's also internal refuge. And the internal refuge is our own Buddha nature. So the Deity Yoga practice is actually taking refuge, is actually trying to connect us with our own Buddha nature, which we are always like far off, because we are covered by cow dung. Sorry to say. So stinking. Okay. So after taking refuge, so then we generate bodhicitta. So which means that until the heart of enlightenment is reached, I and all my kind mother sentient beings, so we practice for the benefit of all living beings. All living beings have been our mothers in one life or another, because we have lived so many times before. So every living being, you, me, I have been your mother, you have been my mother. This is what the Buddha has said. Every living being has a connection with us, because we have all lived numerous times before. Millions and zillions of times we have come back again and again and again, having different mothers. So therefore, every being that we meet would have been our mother at some point in time. And if our mothers are suffering, what's the point of our enlightenment? So therefore, we are going to practice for the benefit of all our kind mother sentient beings, because they have been so kind to us in the past. And then it's like even if we put our parents on our shoulders for 100 years, we cannot repay their kindness. We can only repay their kindness by showing them the way, the path towards enlightenment. This is what the Buddha said, teaching them the Dharma. So that's why when we practice, we are practicing for all living beings. And this is one of the essential ingredients of Vajrayana practice. So Vajrayana practice, there are three aspects. One is the opening aspect, the other one is the practice, the middle aspect, and the closing aspect. So the opening aspect, we take refuge and we generate bodhicitta, right? With a clear motivation to benefit all living beings. And then after that, generally we do 7-limb prayer. So I just very short, you just have to visualize what I say to you in English. And then for those of you who are actually practicing already, so it's easier for you. For those of you who are new, just listen and try to understand. Okay, I prostrate to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 3 times and 10 directions with as many bodies as grains of sand in the Ganges river. I offer all offerings, both real and imagined, to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 3 times and 10 directions. This is the second. I confess all sins since beginningless time, the 5 worst and the 10 non-virtuous actions. That is the third confession, third branch. The fourth branch, rejoicing. I rejoice in all the meritorious actions of all the Prajika Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Arahants, and all ordinary living beings, sentient beings. You rejoice in your heart to counter jealousy. Number 5, I request the Buddhas to turn the wheel of the Dharma for the sake of all sentient beings. Number 6, I beseech the Buddhas, our Gurus, not to pass into Nirvana, but to stay back and help us cross samsara. So that's why we have Thrangus, we have our masters coming back again and again and again, reborn. Because we request them, please, once they enter into Nirvana like the Buddha, they cannot come back in physical aspect anymore. So our Gurus come back in the form of Bodhisattvas, because they delay their Nirvana. It's not that they cannot attain, they can. But we request them, by our requesting them, they delay their entry into Nirvana, and they come back again and again in new bodies, lifetime after lifetime, like the Karmapa, like the Dalai Lama, like this, so we call them reincarnated masters, in Tibetan, Tulku. And the final branch, we dedicate this marriage to all living beings, that they may be liberated from the ocean of birth, old age, sickness, and death. So I repeat one more time, the first branch. I prostrate to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 3 times and 10 directions, with as many bodies as grains of sand in the Ganges river, prostrating. Number 2, offering. I offer all offerings, both real and imagined, to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 3 times and 10 directions, with as many bodies as grains of sand in the Ganges river. Number 3, confession. I confess all sins since beginningless time, the 5 worst actions, the heinous crimes, and the 10 unvirtuous actions. Number 4, rejoicing. I rejoice in all the merits of all the Prajika Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, ordinary Dharma practitioners. Number 5, I request the Buddhas to turn the wheel of the Dharma for the sake of all sentient beings. Number 6, I beseech the Buddhas not to pass into Nirvana, and our Gurus also, but to stay back and help us cross samsara. And number 7, I dedicate this marriage to all living beings, that they may be liberated from the ocean of birth, old age, sickness, and death. I dedicate this marriage to perfect, complete awakening. May I become a fully enlightened being, a Buddha, to benefit numberless sentient beings. So that is the thing, the first one, yeah. So now you visualize, there's how to, so you have your proper posture, comfortable, your spine straight, shoulder relaxed, hand in your meditation posture. So your eyes are gently closed or slightly open. Yeah, so after taking this bodhicitta, and also we have got to, so you're breathing in, breathe out again, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, right? So now in the space in front of you, so this is the main practice, in the space in front of you, so we say Sabhava Shuddha, Sarvadhamma, Sabhava Shuddha, everything becomes emptiness. So in the space in front of you, so you clear the meditation space, everything becomes emptiness, like an empty canvas. So you imagine even all your obstacles dissolving completely. There's no obstacle, nothing whatsoever, no blockage. Everything is vast, empty, clear. So the space becomes clear like the autumn sky, beautiful, crisp, yeah. And then you feel your natural awareness inside of you. And then you let your mind settle in natural space, natural state. So which means that once you tell yourself, everything becomes emptiness. Tell yourself 3 times in your mind, everything becomes emptiness. Everything becomes emptiness. The whole space in front of you becomes clear. All obstacles completely dissolve. Everything becomes emptiness. And then you let your mind settle into your natural state. Okay? Sabhava Shuddha, Sarvadhamma, Sabhava Shuddha, everything becomes emptiness. And the true nature. So you recognize, you understand, and rest in your true nature. And once you're ready, okay, your mind is sufficiently clear and ready, we start the visualization process, and this is called the development stage, the generation stage, the Kerim. Okay? So now you visualize in the space in front of you, okay, this vast space in front of you, slightly elevated above your head. So you visualize a lotus flower. Suddenly a lotus flower springs up. Okay? So for those of you sleeping, okay, so that will bring your mind into the emptiness, true nature of mind state. So everything becomes emptiness. So now listen very carefully. So you visualize in front of you a lotus flower, And now I'm going to give you some detail. So it's a pink or white petal. You can visualize the pink or white petal. It's fully open and it's beautiful, pristine. And on top of it is a moon disc. It's a moon cushion. Yeah. So you visualize this beautiful lotus. However many petals. So on top of the lotus is a moon disc. Yeah. And then you can also actually think that wherever you are is a pure land. It's like a Buddha land. It's the pure land of Buddha Shakyamuni. Buddha Shakyamuni means Siddhartha Gautama Buddha. Right? Okay. So can you visualize that? Please continue. So first visualize the lotus, and on top of it is a moon disc. And then after that, the Buddha Shakyamuni suddenly appears on the moon disc. Okay? Sitting there. So now you start with the basic shape, okay? So first you have the golden body. Imagine that the Buddha's body is golden. You see the statue of the Buddha, isn't it? Today also I went to Lumbini Garden. There's a beautiful golden Buddha statue there. Wow. So radiant, blazing, yeah, splendor. So you imagine golden body, radiating light. Imagine, yeah? And imagine there's Buddha is wearing the monk's robes and the face is very peaceful. You can imagine that the Buddha is in the earth, Bhumi Spash Mudra, touching the earth mudra, or you can in the Dhyana Mudra, or the Abhaya Mudra, which is the fearless mudra, any mudra, and arms bowl in the left hand. There's an arms bowl. You can imagine that. So wearing the 3 robes of a monk, and if you can understand what are the 32 major marks and 80 minor marks of a Buddha. So like for example, very long ears, very long, very tall, long hands, everything, then golden splendor, just very, very, very beautiful, very handsome. Yeah, so the Buddha radiating light, golden in color. You visualize the Buddha one by one, first starting with the empty space, then you visualize the lotus, pink and white petals. On top of the lotus is a moon disc, on top of the moon disc is the Buddha Shakyamuni, golden in color, one face, 2 arms, wearing the 3 robes of a monk. In the left is a begging bowl, the right hand can be the Bhumi Spash Mudra, the earth touching mudra, and then the Buddha is smiling, body is blazing gold, the ears are long, and then everything is amazingly beautiful and resplendent. So you visualize that. By visualizing the Buddha, you gain so much of merit. Yeah. So the Deity Yoga itself is very meritorious practice. It actually comes under, if you're doing the visualization on the Buddha, so this is none other than Buddhanusmrti, Buddhanusati. That means the meditation on the mindfulness of the Buddha. So today we are doing Buddhanusati and the Deity Yoga on Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, 2 in 1. Yeah. So now, when you are listening, you're already slowly you construct the image. Yes. So you must imagine that the Buddha is like a rainbow. He's not there physically like we are, gross, like hard, and like this. It's actually appearing like a apparition, like a rainbow. Like you cannot touch it, they cannot grasp at it. It is empty of inherent nature. Yeah, inherent existence. It's empty. So that's how you should visualize in your Deity Yoga. Lahai Nerjor, Devata Yoga. Yeah. Okay. So. No, don't open eyes. We are still in the meditation. So you visualize the Buddha. Very important. So I give you a little bit more time to visualize the Buddha. One face, two arms, left hand holding a begging bowl, right hand touching the earth, seated in the full lotus position, the Padma-asana, wearing the 3 robes of a monk, body golden in color, with a beautiful smile, long ears, and then with the Ushnisha on the head, on the crown, it's a protrusion, that's called the Ushnisha, seated on the lotus and the moon disk. So you slowly you try to build this image, and understand that this image is not a hard image, it's like a rainbow like this. So don't attach to it, yeah. You're constructing it, but it is not concrete. Don't concretize the image. So now you can contemplate on the Buddha, yeah. So there is a wisdom aspect. So you can understand that the Buddha is very wise, yeah. So Vidya Charana Sampanno, so wise, extremely wise, wisdom, fully enlightened. Buddha means one who has perfected the wisdom. Yeah. So every living being, including the humans and the devas, go for guidance to the Buddha, go for refuge to the Buddha. The Buddha can be a refuge because he has perfected his understanding. He knows the past, the future, how beings are born according to their karma, how beings born and die according to their karma, why they are the way they are, karma, and where they are going to go next. The Buddha knew. And how is everything interconnected, dependent origination, how things arise, how things cease, ye dharma hetu prabhava hetu deshan tatagata vyavadat tekjan zayo nirodha evam vadi mahashramanaya swaha, meaning all dharmas arise from causes and conditions. The Buddha taught what those causes and conditions are, and the stopping of those causes and conditions are also taught by the great Buddha, the great Śrāmaṇa. So which means that the Buddha taught dependent origination, and this is the groundbreaking teaching that liberates us from the mental defilement of ignorance. And then the Buddha is very compassionate, extremely compassionate. So Buddha very compassionate. कोई बात नहीं, रहने दीजिए. And then also there's a compassionate aspect and enlightened aspect, enlightened activity. So the Buddha, he can imagine that the Buddha was teaching the Dharma. Wherever the Buddha went, the Buddha taught the Dharma. For 45 years, the Buddha taught the Dharma. So you can think, and you can feel the presence of the Buddha and the blessings of the Buddha. So now, you recite So now when you imagine the Buddha is there, then you recite the mantra of the Buddha, Tatyata Om Muni Muni Maha Munaye Swaha. So let's recite. Tatyata Om Muni Muni Maha Munaye Swaha. 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 Tatyata Om Muni Muni Maha Mahamunaye Soha Deyata Om Muni Muni 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 Mahamunaye Soha Da Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Soha Deyata 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 Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Soha. Continue. Louder. Louder. Yesoha Beata Om Muni Muni Mahamuna Yesoha. Continue. So, where we left off just now, after constructing the Buddha, continue. This for the YouTube's. So we are reciting the mantra Tayata Om Muni Muni Maha Munaye Soha as part of the Deity Yoga practice. After constructing the Buddha, the lotus, on top of the lotus is a mundis, on top of the mundis is a Buddha, and then we contemplated on the qualities of the Buddha, the wisdom aspect, the compassionate aspect, the Buddha's enlightened activity for 45 years, and then we feel the presence and blessings of the Buddha, which is extremely meritorious because the Buddha was a fully enlightened being, a teacher of all humanity, not only Buddhists, for the whole world. So by reciting this mantra, we are connecting with the Buddha. The Buddha never left. The Buddha's blessings, guidance is still in this universe. And by reciting this, we visualize the Buddha's light dissolving into us. As you are reciting the mantra, the Buddha's blessing in the form of light dissolves into our crown center and completely purifies all our afflictive emotions, all the negativities, the ignorance, hatred, attachment, lobha, dosa, moha, and also self-grasping and self-cherishing, grasping at the non-existent self and selfishness, all completely purified. So think like as if there is nectar that is dropping from the Buddha, or bright light entering into the crown center, and this nectar or this white light completely purifies your being. So you become exactly like the Buddha. Through the blessings of the Buddha, through the cleansing, through this visualization, you can feel the caudang of your negative emotions completely dissolve, and you finally discovered your Buddha nature and rest in that state for a while. So connect with the Buddha, feel his presence, visualize the light and the blessings in the form of light of nectar. Visualize that the light purifies all negativities and bestows all realizations, wisdom realizing emptiness, bodhicitta, all the realizations along the path to enlightenment. Everything comes from the blessings of the Buddha, and from the light goes directly into your crown center, and you become Buddha. There is no difference between you and the Buddha. There is no difference between me and the Buddha. So now you visualize the Buddha Shakyamuni, the deity dissolving into light here. So the environment dissolves into the Buddha, and then the Buddha slowly from the edges dissolve that, and then dissolves into the own heart center of the Buddha. And then the Buddha dissolves into us. And then we dissolve slowly. We dissolve into emptiness. That means the front visualization, the Buddha also dissolve. The whole universe that we created just now, the lotus sun, everything also dissolve. The lotus dissolves into the moon disk dissolves into the Buddha dissolves into his own heart center, and then after that, that bright light dissolves into us, and then we too dissolve into emptiness. Our mind becomes softer, and then we dissolve into emptiness. And this is called the completion stage. And then we rest in our true nature of mind. After dissolving everything, we let go and we understand its impermanence. And this is the Vipassana aspect, where there is impermanence. Nothing is forever. So even the visualization in front, the Buddha also must dissolve. Even we also must dissolve. One day we too will die. One day we too will be dissolved. So now just rest in your true nature of mind. So once again, the environment, the moon disk, the lotus dissolves into the moon disk dissolves into the Buddha dissolves into me or you, and then after that we dissolve into emptiness. And I just rest in that true nature state. And then, so when we dissolve into that state, we rest in that state for a while, and understanding that we are Buddha. To body, speech and mind, we are Buddha, and one day we will become Buddha. So then, at the end of the practice, we dedicate it to the benefit of all living beings' enlightenment. We dedicate it for the Dharma to flourish. We dedicate it for our teachers' long lives, and we dedicate it for world peace. Right. Okay. So now, I can't do anything about the YouTube. It's gone. So we will do something to help the YouTube people later. जल्दी क्यों? Facebook चल रहा है? नहीं, अभी नहीं. मेरा अभी चल रहा है. So now the common challenges here. So when we have difficulty in visualizing, so we must, so one of our challenges is that just now the image, is it clear? Is it stable? Go here, go there, not so stable. But every day when you construct this image of the Buddha, it becomes more and more stable, more and more concrete. Your mindfulness will grow, your concentration will grow. So you have to have like a photo in front of you, like a Buddha's photo in front of you, or we have the stankas in front of us. So you start with simple shapes, simple colors, so you can you use the physical image as reference, and then you can practice with both eyes open also. If you cannot close, then you can't see the Buddha photo, right? and then focus on one aspect at one time. And sometimes your mind very tired, so at that time you do shorter sessions. Yeah. So sometimes the problem people ask is like this: is it just imagination now? Is this wasting my time? Because I'm just imagining things. If I'm imagining things, then what is the use? Must be thinking, isn't it? This is all imagination only, no use whatsoever. It won't make any benefit. Well, you must understand that the deity is actually empty. It's whatever it is already empty anyway. So your job is actually, it doesn't matter whether it's real or not. Your visualization is an imagination, right? But an imagination for a particular purpose. For the purpose that the deity is also like empty, and we are also empty of inherent existence. And then one day we will come to the understanding that we are all empty, right? So let me tell you a few stories before we end the class. So there are some very important benefits first, yeah, of this Deity Yoga. So first, it helps to transform our ordinary perception into pure perception. Yeah? So from our ordinary person self into an extraordinary self. Yeah? And then also you will understand that everything is emptiness. One fine day you will understand that the whole universe is inside you, and yet you have no concrete existence. Yeah? So anything that you do every day, you understand that the world is. So at the end of the day, every sound is the mantra. Everybody is the Buddha. I am a Buddha. So when you go in your daily life, you have this divine pride that I am the Buddha, I am the Buddha, I am the Buddha. So when you're the Buddha, then you cannot do anything wrong, like you're the Buddha. What? A little bit some shame will come, isn't it? Correct or not? Something like that, yeah. So who benefited from this practice actually? So why practice this? Why? This is the major practice in Tibetan Buddhism, the major one. Shamatha, meditation and all are very preliminary practices. Breathing in, breathing out, anapanasati, but this Deity Yoga is the main practice. And it's the main practice. At the end of our lives, if we practice very well, we can dissolve our bodies into light. We can attain the rainbow body. That means just the ropes, the clothes are left, your teeth, hair, then everything else dissolve into emptiness. So in Tibet until today also, many people actually, practitioners who really practice this Deity Yoga until perfection, they actually attain the rainbow body. So this is not some joke, or imagination or something like that. You really practice very hard, your mind becomes so powerful, you become like the deity, and you are inseparable. Then because you're working with the subtle body, you're working with the bindu, the channel, the drops and all. One day you will refine your body in such a way that you dissolve into emptiness. There's nothing left in your physical body. Nobody needs to cremate you or bury you because you already dissolve. So every day you're dissolving. One fine day the practice will culminate in your dissolving into clear light, because that's our true nature. So we dissolve back into our own true nature, and it's an amazing achievement, yeah. And it is something which people don't understand. That is not, but this is not the purpose. The purpose is not to dissolve our body or to make ourselves look like as if like we are fantastic practitioners. No, the purpose is that when our mind is united with emptiness and all, so we are liberated from the samsara. So that is what it means. And this practice can liberate you from samsara. And that's why Vajrayana, we say we attain enlightenment in one lifetime. Vajrayana Buddhism. That is how important it is. So who benefited? So there is Bhikshuni Lakshmi. There was one time she had leprosy. She was a princess, and she was also a bhikkhuni, a fully ordained nun. So she practiced Avalokiteshvara every day. She did the Deity Yoga, Guru Yoga on Avalokiteshvara, and also some fasting practices called Nyumni. And when she did this Deity Yoga sadhana, Chenrezi sadhana, she visualized. One fine day she got completely cured from the this leprosy. Yeah, and then there's another story also about Virupa. So he practiced Deity Yoga or Vajra Yogini. I mentioned Vajra Yogini, she's red in color, yeah. So very interesting. So he practiced for many years and then without any success. Then one fine day, Vajra Yogini appeared in his, in his visualization. And then it shows that he has been practicing correct all along, So these are some very interesting stories from our past masters. So it teaches us the importance of patience. In this practice, you cannot suddenly dissolve yourself into rainbow body, right? It works on the subtle body because we are so solid, How to dissolve this solidity so fast? First, we will work on the subtle body. So our subtle body, our channels, our winds, our drops, which is actually part of this extra layer, the subtle body. We work on that. When that one becomes very purified, very refined, slowly our body will start to become refined. Body and mind start to become so refined. When the mind becomes refined, then the body becomes refined, and then we dissolve into emptiness and then attain the rainbow body. So that is Vajrayana Buddhist path. So this Yeshe Sogyal also is she was Guru Padma Sambhava's first student, the first enlightened woman of Tibet. So she also practiced Vajra Kilaya. She practiced this Deity Yoga. So she got extraordinary signs. So she was so extraordinary she could leave her handprint inside stone also. So which means that the body and the mind over matter, there is no more separation between the mind and the matter anymore. Her hand can go inside the stone, like Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So now you can understand the accomplishments of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Yeshe Sogyal. The hand in the stone, it actually means that you have mastery over your subtle body. And mastery over your subtle body means you have mastery over your mind. So the mind over matter. So then you can actually, the matter is no longer a barrier for your mind and your body. And then in the Sikh tradition also, Guru Nanak is the prophet for the Sikh. At the end of the day, he also displayed rainbow body. Yeah. So it's not only in Tibetan Buddhism. Many spiritual traditions in the world also we have practitioners who have, dissolved into rainbow body, cannot find anymore. Because that time the Hindus, because he was a guru for the Hindus and the Muslims. So whole life he thought there is no Hindu, there is no Muslim. All this is label. Practice. It's all in the realm of your mind. Don't worry about the religious label. But at the end, when he passed away, they were fighting for his body. The Hindus say I want to cremate, the Muslims say I want to bury, and then they fought. Then after that the Guru just dissolved and then left flowers there at where the body was. It's an ultimate teaching to show that everything is what they call that in the realm of mind. Everything is emptiness. No religious label. Even Santa Kabir also same thing. People fighting. In the end, he also attained this rainbow body. So these are the great practitioners, and these are different spiritual traditions, not only Buddhism. Yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is that these stories illustrate the transformative power of Deity Yoga. So if you really do it properly, you have the proper empowerment and all, you can actually really transform your mind, transform your body, transcend this limitation of the human body, and attain enlightenment through the understanding of emptiness and the union between emptiness and bodhicitta, wisdom and method. And because you have got full understanding of the emptiness of phenomena, and then develop the bodhicitta, the kindness and loving kindness and compassion to the highest degree, conjoined with this aspect, because the Deity Yoga has both aspects of method and wisdom. So when we were actually doing that mantra recitation just now, actually we are supposed to send it to the whole world. This beautiful light sent to the whole world, and everybody becomes enlightened, right? But because we did not have much time, so actually speaking, that is the loving kindness aspect, where we are practicing for all sentient beings, the Bodhisattva aspect. So at that particular time, when we are reciting the mantra, we visualize all beings become Buddha, not only ourselves but all living beings. And that is why this practice is so important. It has two in one. And without bodhicitta, you cannot attain enlightenment, just with wisdom. Without wisdom, you cannot attain enlightenment, just with bodhicitta. Bodhicitta and wisdom, emptiness, wisdom realizing emptiness and bodhicitta are two, like a bird with two wings, like that. If you have the wisdom wing, no bodhicitta wing, the bird will. But if you have only the bodhicitta wing without the wisdom, also gone. So you have both the bodhicitta and the wisdom, and you soar into the sky of enlightenment, like Yeshe Sogyal soared into the sky of enlightenment. So you see, it's not just simply talking, yeah. So this is actually telling you that even until today, there are practitioners who actually attain this rainbow body. So I didn't want to tell you this earlier. I see how diligent you are in practicing first. Then now you understand it's so you have to understand that it is every day when you do your work, you understand that you are, let's say if I practice Kuan Yin, I understand that I'm Kuan Yin. So most part of the day I manifest myself as Kuan Yin. And then whatever I do also is as if Kuan Yin is helping others. Kuan Yin is helping others. Kuan Yin is helping others, like that. So we call it the divine pride. It's not meant to say that I'm better than you, because I'm Kuan Yin. No. I'm serving you because I'm Kuan Yin. And one day I will become Kuan Yin. So Kuan Yin is not out there. Kuan Yin is inside here. It's your own enlightened mind, your own compassionate mind. It's not an external fairy that's moving around helping you. Not like that. So you see, people who practice so much, they actually really, if you really look at, let's say for example, we look at Dalai Lama. Many people who practice Deity Yoga, pure perception, they can see Dalai Lama as Kuan Yin, exactly like this one. 1,000-armed Kuan Yin, they can see, because of their pure perception. Whether or not Dalai Lama is or isn't, that is up to your individual interpretation, right? But because of the pure perception that this is our teacher and our teacher is Kuan Yin and I'm also Kuan Yin. So one fine day when so pure your mind, then you can see everybody as Kuan Yin. You can't see you can't see any enemy, any friend, any enemy. Everybody is the same because everybody is Kuan Yin. And then you see your teacher is so really is Kuan Yin in front of you. That is the result of the Deity Yoga practice. So now it's so important. So if possible, please, if you want to practice, please find a guru who is not me. Authentic teacher. When the student is ready, the teacher will come, we say. Yeah? The master will manifest when the student is ready. So this is today is just meant to help brothers and sisters who have some difficulty issue with Guru Yoga practice, Deity Yoga practice. So just to help them a little bit. Yeah? So with this, I think we should dedicate the merits. Any questions first? Any questions?
During the practice, our mind is supposed to be dissolved to others' sound or thinking.
So when you are dissolving, right? So you dissolve the Buddha, dissolve the moon, the lotus into the moon disk, the moon disk into the Buddha, right? And then all the sentient beings also dissolve into the Buddha. Buddha dissolves into us, and then we dissolve into emptiness. Then after that, there is nothing to cling on already. So you understand that is your true nature. Our true nature is emptiness. We are not pretending to be something else. This our true nature is already emptiness. So therefore, we are just doing this practice to understand who we truly are, which is empty. So emptiness means there's nothing to hold, nothing to grab, no ego, no like, no dislike, no past, no future. It just is. It's an experience of what they call that, being interdependent. There's no concrete existence. Everything exists depending on causes and conditions. Nothing to hold on to. So because there's nothing to hold on to, you become liberated from the mind. Nothing to grab anymore. So once we understand that everything is empty, there's nothing. Nothing means then no grudge, no forgive, no what they call that, no grudge, no sadness, no happiness, no nothing. You just relax. That emptiness is the ultimate. Yeah, relative we're still here. Yeah, we still have the body and everything. But in the ultimate sense, actually, really speaking, there's nothing to grasp. So if you grasp, that means we are actually, don't understand the ultimate reality. That actually nothing truly we can hold. There's nothing to grab anymore. Then automatically we let go. So that's why in meditation we always say let go, because that's our true nature. Our true nature is actually emptiness. In emptiness there's nothing to hold on to. It's like everything is in a state of flux. What are you going to hold? Everything is interdependent. What are you going to grab? And everything is made of parts in the process. What can you pegang, Cannot. Everything is changing. And once you really understand that to your experience, boom, you really understand the way the world works. And then you realize how stupid I am, always angry, always grabbing on this, always grabbing on that. So Deity Yoga will help you to understand this so well. It transforms your disturbing emotion into wisdom. Yeah, it helps you to overcome the attachment to your ordinary self. Okay, so it's just so many. It helps you to develop your concentration so great, your mindfulness to a very, very great level, very detailed, that sometimes when you open your eyes after meditation, you can even see the real Buddha sitting there also. So in the visualization is already, there's a very beautiful Buddha, already so clear. Open your eyes, you really see the Buddha there, which means your mindfulness was so great that your mind immediately can manifest a Buddha already. If you can manifest a Buddha in your mind, why can't you manifest the qualities in your heart? So that is the thing. Yeah. Okay, so I think any other questions before we end? So I don't know, today's practice was a bit difficult, right? But if anybody were to ever tell you, okay, this is the Kuan Yin, this is this Lama teaching this, that Lama teaching that, what, I don't understand, what is it? You might come one day. Then you remember this session today, that this is how we practice. We are not simply practicing like short sendiri perasan like that, I'm Kuan Yin. So like smug, so proud. I am Kuan Yin, and therefore I'm empty of inherent existence. And I have the heart of Kuan Yin. I have the qualities of Kuan Yin. And I'm already Kuan Yin, and I will always work hard like Kuan Yin to save all sentient beings. Then you become, your heart, your selfish heart will melt, and you develop so much gratitude. So that is the simple practice. And then if you do the practice on Buddha, I cannot tell you about other practice. That one you have to have a Lama. So the best I can tell you is the Buddha, right? So once I can tell you about the Buddha, then you go and practice and see whether if every day you think about the Buddha, you really, really will have the understanding that you are Buddha already. So there is no sad me, bad me. Inside here you already have great confidence that I am already enlightened. And then you start seeing other people also as Buddha. And then there's no more hatred, there's no more duality, there's no more like, no more dislike. Everybody is Buddha. The whole world is Pure Land. All the mantra is all the sound is the sound of mantra. Everything is pure. That is Vajrayana Buddhism. That is Deity Yoga. So I think we better end the session. Thank you so much. Sunam diye tamche zepa ye tobne ye pe danam pamje ne ke gana chi bala trupaye zepe zole dowa resho janjo semcho rinpoche make panam ke jiriche panyam pa me payam go ne go do pe warsho. Dedicate this marriage to all beings, that all beings can completely be free from the ignorance and realize emptiness and develop the bodhicitta to the fullest. And may all sentient beings become Buddhas, like Buddha Shakyamuni. And through our practice of Deity Yoga, may all living beings be able to practice and also develop their minds to the highest level. Thank you for your attention. Forgive for any shortcomings. Whatever shortcomings are mine, and whatever good that comes from this meditation is all the training and blessings from the teachers and the Buddha. Thank you. So we had some disturbances here. Don't know why this computer very old or the internet no good because of what? The internet not good now. So very sad that the internet is not good. but we do the best we can.